My deepest regret lingers like a shadow that never lifts. A quiet storm I carry inside me and seen by others, but relentless. It began with something I mistook for honesty. I thought I was simply opening my heart, speaking a difficult truth. I never meant to hurt him. I never imagined the words I spoke would cut him so deeply, or that they would mark the beginning of our end that we had been together for nearly 3 years. In the beginning, it felt like magic, one of those rare, incandescent connections that you believe only happens once in a lifetime. We fit, we flowed. We laughed late into the night and whispered dreams into the dark. There was an ease to our love that made the rest of the world feel quieter, but love, even the strongest kind, is not immune to erosion. Over time, something shifted. Not suddenly, not like a loud argument or a betrayal, but in small, imperceptible ways. A sigh here, a silence there, a look that lingered a second too long before turning away. Little things, too quiet to name but too persistent to ignore. The vibrant flame that once defined us began to dim. The warmth lingered, but the fire wasn't the same. I told myself it was normal. Every relationship has phases, doesn't it? I convinced myself the spark would return, that this was just one of those low tides in a sea that had always risen back. But beneath that hopeful self-talk was a soft, gnawing unease. Something wasn't right. Something inside me was shifting, and I didn't know how to explain it, not to him, and not even to myself. Then came the night that changed everything. I was curled up on the couch, scrolling through my phone with no real purpose, while he busied himself in the kitchen. I could hear the gentle clatter of dishes, the subtle frustration in the way he moved. It was the sound of someone trying to hold something together, trying to keep routine from feeling empty. When he finally sat beside me, the air between us felt different, heavy, waiting. I looked at him. His eyes were tired, distant, but searching. "Are you okay?" I asked, softly. He was quiet for a long moment before finally saying, "Emma, what's happening to us? You've been distant. It feels like you're slipping away." And he was right. I had been drifting, emotionally stepping back, hiding behind busyness and silence. I didn't know how to answer him. I didn't know how to say I was scared that the love I once held so tightly was no longer anchoring me. So instead of explaining, instead of unraveling the complicated truth with the care it deserved, I said the worst thing I could have said. "Maybe we're better off as friends." The words escaped before I could catch them. They weren't a decision, they were a defense. I wasn't trying to end it. I was trying to shield myself from the pain of the slow unraveling, trying to push him away gently, hoping he would pull me back. But he didn't. He looked at me, stunned, silent. His expression didn't contort in anger or fall into sadness. It just froze. Then, without saying a word, he stood and left the room. I sat there, waiting for the sound of his return. It never came. I told myself he just needed time, that he'd come back and we'd really talk and fix what had frayed. We always had. But the night passed in silence. Then another and another. Panic set in. I texted. I called. I left voice messages filled with trembling apologies, trying to explain that I hadn't meant it, that my words were a reflex, not a conclusion. I told him I was scared, overwhelmed, confused. I begged him to talk to me, but my phone stayed quiet. 3 days later, his message finally arrived. "I've been thinking about what you said, and I think you're right. Maybe friendship is best. I need time to figure things out, but I don't think we can go back to what we had." Reading those words felt like falling through ice. It wasn't anger or cruelty, it was worse. It was acceptance. Cold, final, irreversible. I couldn't breathe. How could he agree so easily? How could he let go of everything we built? And then, like a blow to the chest, I realized I had given him the exit. I had pushed him away with the very words I hoped he would challenge. I thought he would say no, "I won't let us go." I thought he'd fight, but he didn't need to. I handed him the permission to walk away, and he took it. The weight of that mistake is a burden I still carry. I kept trying. I called. I wrote messages, longer than letters, filled with every regret I could name, every memory I wanted to reclaim. I told him we were worth saving, that I still loved him, that I needed him. He never replied. And then, one evening, I saw him. He was out with friends. laughing in that easy, full-hearted way I hadn't seen in so long. For a second, I let myself believe that maybe, just maybe, he missed me too, that maybe I could walk over and bridge the chasm between us. I approached him. He looked at me and I saw it. Distance. Double quotes. Hey, Emma, he said. His voice was polite, hollow, not angry, not cold, just empty. I'm doing okay. You? I nodded. I wanted to say something more, but nothing came. He turned away, and that was it. No hug, no goodbye, just a final, quiet confirmation of everything I feared. He had moved on, and I was just a memory now, a chapter he had finished reading. That night, I walked home in silence, the city buzzing around me while my world shrank into the shape of regret. I had pushed away the one person I couldn't imagine my life without, believing arrogantly that he would come back, that I could control the ending. But some things once broken don't mend, not because they can't but because the person who walked away no longer wants to return. Weeks have passed now. I've stopped reaching out, stopped waiting. The silence that used to feel like punishment now feels like consequence. I miss him every day, not just the comfort of his presence, but the way he made me feel seen, cherished, safe. And I destroyed that. If you've ever let someone go thinking they'd fight to stay, if you've ever spoken words you didn't truly mean because you were scared of what the truth might bring, then maybe you'll understand. Sometimes it only takes one moment, one sentence, one misstep to lose everything, and sometimes you don't get the chance to take it back.